me go ahead and do this so we can say hi to everybody. Happy Thanksgiving week when this thing actually comes out. So we're going to do our annual, which has been forever. I guess it's like this got to be the eighth, ninth, maybe 10th year. I'm not sure when first, because this goes back to even prior podcasts. I always enjoyed with podcasts having holiday specials and stuff like that, and just being able to play around. And we will do that again this year. So we do a little pause in our normal season of stuff, and we're going to dive into, I don't know. I got to think about what we wanted to do. I think obviously for the Thanksgiving Day special, we're going to do things we're thankful for. That's always a good one. I think we probably want to talk a little bit about upcoming season, things going on, stuff like that. Just basically fun stuff for this first one. And then we'll come back and we'll do the Thanksgiving one. We'll see how long that's going to be. That may be a shortish one, but otherwise we'll do sort of our normal routine and jump into the podcast. I don't have any notes or anything I have to do this time. So this is sort of nice. And I got to hit record. So I got like a little bit better lighting, even though if I go out at some point, it's because this table that I'm at has got like, it was built for very short people. Like, yeah, about that short. One short person was waving at me while I was mentioning that. All right. So we will dive into, we'll just take it where it goes. On our little tres, dos, uno. Hello and welcome back. We are the Building Better Developers podcast. This is also known as Developreneur. We are pausing the season of Building Better Foundations to have a little bit of holiday special stuff, as we always do. So we're going to do this Thanksgiving week, and then also around Thanksgiving, New Year's, or I'm sorry, around Christmas, New Year's, that kind of stuff. We're going to have a break again, but then we're going to carry on as always. We've got a lot of interviews lined up, a couple in the can, stuff like that. So we've got some really cool stuff that we will be talking about in the upcoming episodes and into 2026. We are actually to that point. First, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Rob Broadhead. I'm one of the founders of Developreneur, Building Better Developers. Also the founder of RB Consulting, where we are one of those nice little firms that helps you sit down and help you leverage technology, build a roadmap for success. Good thing, bad thing. Bad thing. Good thing is I am currently not home. I'll be home by the time you guys are here. But currently I'm sitting in Las Vegas. I gave up Nash Vegas for Las Vegas. And the travel day into Las Vegas was one of the most obnoxious of my life. And it wasn't because of the things like, travel plans or anything like that. It was just like everything that could go wrong basically went wrong. From early in the morning, they closed out our flight too soon. And so when we went to check in, they were like, you don't exist anywhere. We went through it took a lot of time to get through that, to the end of the day where we were just trying to sit down and have some food. And it was very simple. It's sushi. I guess that's not the most simple thing, but not that complex. And there was a simple request of don't put the hot peppery crap in my sushi. I'm not going to say who did it. It wasn't me. But said person, upon trying it, found out the hot peppery stuff was in there. And it took them a while to give it to us, and it took them longer to get the second to make it good. By that time, said person had actually died of starvation, had to resuscitate them, bring them back to life, just so they could eat their sushi. And at least it was good, and then we went home. And that was just two of many, many things. It was a comedy of errors. If it was a family vacation movie, it would have been actually worse than any of the family vacation movies. But the good thing is we're here, survived. Everything worked out okay, and working on my digital nomadness of a sort and roaming around doing work. One other person that does a lot of this moving around and doing work from different places is my co-host. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey everyone, my name is Michael Meloche. I'm one of the co-founders of Building Better Developers, also known as Developreneur. I'm also the founder of Envision QA, where we help businesses build smarter, stronger software with custom development and rock-solid testing. Let's see, good thing, bad thing. Well, we are recording this a little early before Thanksgiving, and my wife is currently out of town. So, in a way, that's a good thing because I'm getting a lot of stuff done. But in a way, it's also a bad thing because now I have more distractions of taking care of the dogs, taking care of the farm animals, and just general chores in general, which is unfortunately cutting into my work schedule routine a little bit, which breaks that little Pomodoro technique a little bit. Now it's like, okay, 20 minutes here. Oh, dog has to go out. Okay. It's just one of those where it's a little frazzled this week. I'm ready for things to calm down. I'm ready for that turkey.
And it being, as we push this out, Tuesday of Thanksgiving week, I think we'll talk about the upcoming holidays and things like that as our special this time around. In the past, we've done, you know, we usually do like a businessy one and preparing. You guys probably know that if you've been around for a while. We get into Thanksgiving, day before Thanksgiving, we do thankful stuff. And then when we did Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Friday would be Black Friday, and we talk about the sales and stuff like that. I'm just going to combine some of this stuff together and we'll see where it goes. One of the things that is I always look forward to and rarely actually am able to embrace it during the holidays is actually having some holiday time, like sitting down and just saying, okay, nobody's going to bother me. There's no work. There's no nothing like that. So I'm going to chill. I'm going to have an adult beverage. I'm going to hang out with the family. I'm going to eat some food. I'm going to play some games, stuff like that. And as part of that, I have over the years accumulated more than a few like game consoles and mobile things and such like that. One of my latest ones that I enjoy the few minutes that I have each year to do such things is Steam Deck. Love it. It's great because I don't do Windows. And so a lot of stuff that would be Windows games, I don't do, can't do it. Steam Deck has allowed me to do some of that. And I was like, you know what? Talking with my kids just recently, they said Blood Bowl 3 is out. That is an all like long time favorite of mine, goes way back, did the tabletop years and years and years ago, way before it was ever a game. And so I'm like, cool, this is great. On my recent flight, did that and got almost all the way to the end of the game and the battery died. Basically, I ran out of power and it decided to reset everything. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm just going to go through this again because it's like my first game. I'm like, yeah, this is great, having fun. And I looked away, and the next thing I know, it had restarted itself again. So I'm going to see if third time's a charm, but that's one of those things that's like, it's fun how much access we have to like games and all this kind of stuff, but it can also be very frustrating because now it's amazing how much we, require like wireless and chargers and things like that kind of stuff. So that's just a couple of things to think about as you're having a little turkey and hanging out is like, make sure you charge your devices. That may be our bonus material there for this one around. Your thoughts?
So, first of all, I'll tell you, I'm also an avid gamer like you. I've got the Steam Deck. If you're running into a lot of resets, check your settings when you're on portable, like decrease your display stuff, things like that. Free up some of the battery. That'll help eke out a little bit more. But yeah, it's a slog. You get maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, depending upon the game. But it also depends how hot the thing gets. If you're in a hot area, it's going to go down faster. My big thing is I've gotten my hands on the new Pokemon ZA for the Switch 2. I got to play it for my birthday. That was about it. It has now been sitting collecting dust since September. I'm hoping to be able to sit down, dust it off, and spin that up a little bit and play it on Thanksgiving. However, this year I think my daughter's cooking Thanksgiving again, so we're probably going to go over there, have food, and kick back, relax a little bit. So I'll be able to play a little bit during the day, but then we'll be traveling a little bit and spending time with family.
Yeah, I would say that's one of the things I always recommend because it's near and dear to my heart is while you're doing the traveling and stuff like that for holidays or just sitting there in dead time, great time to catch up on podcasts and things of that nature. I This is like bonus material again, I guess. It's like if you want to level your game up in a sense, uh, spend a little time. If you're sitting there, and you got nothing better to do instead of like doom scrolling, have a conversation with one of the AI engines out there about something. It is. I was talking with somebody the other day. Luckily I've shared this, but in the pregame here, but in the pre-show, but that was somebody that also failed to hit record while recording an episode. But one of the things we talked about was how many people use AI, are actually using it and are actually productive. And it's actually a very small amount. And I think it's one of those things that part of it is because people don't understand how to use it yet. They're using a little bit. It's like a replacement for a search engine and some stuff like that. But it's worth in the building better developer sense, building better Thanksgivings or however you want to look at it. I think that's something that's worth playing around with a little bit is see where you can, make some changes there. Because I don't want you to you don't want to go through all of this and just get done with the holidays and being like, crap, I'm back into the normal slog and I got all this other stuff. There are some opportunities to make some gains in your productivity and in your business itself and some of the things you're working on. But that being said, also make sure you got to get your after turkey nap. You got to spend a little time chilling out, listen to Christmas tunes and all that kind of stuff, which I'm sure you've been listening to Christmas tunes since July 4th, basically, like I have, because that stuff's out there already. Or get yourself some really cheap candy and stuff. That's great. So get your sugar high going.
Oh my God. You and my wife with I will do Christmas in July. We'll watch Christmas movies like the first week in July, and then that's it. No Christmas until after at least Halloween.
Mhm.
Uh, However, I find it funny though, kicking back, relaxing, trying to find things to work on. You mentioned have a conversation with AI. So we just talked about, playing games and that. So for those of you that like tabletop games like Dungeons and Dragons, things like that, use AI, play around with AI and try to be the dungeon master or have it be the dungeon master and try to build out some scenarios and some routines or some campaigns with AI. Play around with it. I've heard some people have had some great success with it and some people have had some horrible experiences with it. But that's one of those scenarios where you really can control and more or less what you're expecting to get out of it. It's either you're getting a campaign that you like, or you can tweak it, or it's just not working at all. And it's like, okay, punt this AI, go to the next AI and try that. Now, for those of you that are developers that do like gaming and want to try taking that to the next level, you could also try to have AI help you build your first JRPG or just simple Flappy Bird or whatever that stupid bird game was that had really good music and was addicting, but just had no point. But I think it was like Flappy Bird or something. But anyway,
Yeah.
you could
Angry
learn,
Birds?
huh?
Angry Birds?
No, it was like a little side scroller. You just tap to keep the bird flying and avoid things. And
Oh, yeah. I missed that one.
I I was like, how is this game so popular? But that's one of the things you can do. Look around. Take a pause. Do things that you don't normally do in your routine, but they can be fun and still productive. Like learning how to game. The other thing too with that is one of the fun things that I like to do, and I've talked about it a lot, but for me, it's fun. For you, it might be work. But pick up a new technology or something you haven't used in a while, dust it off, figure out what the latest updates are to it. For instance, Java routinely updates, Spring gets updates, Python gets updates. Get the latest version of whatever and build a small kitchen sink app and just Google or go out to their sites and figure out what are all the new features and try to do a small kitchen sink app and test all the new features. See how it works. Kick the tires and then play around with that.
Yeah, I think that's something it's always worth it within your doom scrolling and things like that is to check out some of the stuff that's out there. Check some of the new technology, what's out there, what's available. I find that's a great time to do it because you're going to see a lot of it probably, around Black Friday and all the sales and things like that. It's not a bad time to see what's out there. Sometimes you can jump on a couple of deals. Everybody has them. Sometimes they're not much of a deal. Sometimes they are. Software companies in particular, I found a lot that will do, you can get annual subscription for 25 or 50% off on Black Friday, things like that, which is not bad for your business or your side hustle. Side hustling in particular, if you don't have a whole lot of money coming into it, then it's a great time to like stock up on some of the tools that you need or go build your own. That's always in itself a very fun thing. That's something we embrace here fairly regularly. There's a lot of this stuff that it's just like, all right, I've seen what I like, I've seen what I don't like in the other tools, and scratch your own itch and go build something that works for you and your your company, your business, your goals, and things like that. Um, and don't be afraid to mess around with some stuff. Take some time. It's like that is the best thing about holidays. Is think about it as it's like it's free time. It's like found money or something like that. So let some of your normal stress disappear and just go hang out, do something fun, things like that, because the work will be there when you get back. It doesn't just magically solve itself ever. So, when you hop back, do that. Like I said, take a nap. Maybe it's because I'm getting old. Feel free to catch up on your sleep a little bit, get some exercise, whatever it is that you normally don't do. Get out there and give yourself a little time to do so, especially great time to do the things where you're like, I don't do that because I never have the time. Well, now pretend effectively you do have the time, so go do it. Pretend like you're just a normal person and you don't have a billion things on your, weighing you down, and go out, have yourself a good time doing so. Closing thoughts.
Yeah. Also, remember it's a time for thanks, giving thanks. If you're working all the time or you're always glued to some type of digital device, take a step away, spend time with your family, spend time with your loved ones. If they're not around, hang out with your friends, kick back, watch some football, watch some holidays, specials on TV. But, just spend time with people, disconnect from the technologies, and just have a good time and kick back and relax.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to catch up on your latest Netscape or Netscape, latest. Wow, I don't know where I got that one from, but your latest binging and stuff like that, your latest Netflix binging of such, because there's a lot of those out. There's a lot of things that have come out this year. So check some of those out, whether you're a Stranger Things fan or one of the any of the Marvel stuff, or all of those good Cobra Kai, any of those good ones that are out there. Take some time and catch up to those. Enjoy the time that you've got and taking care, especially. I love this, like, Tuesday before Thanksgiving. I always loved it when I was in an office because it was like one of the times that there weren't a lot of people there. Usually people would work Monday, and by Tuesday, people are disappearing. So by Tuesday afternoon, it was sort of quiet and you could get some stuff done. Take advantage of that. But then also, hopefully, you'll have a couple quiet days and you'll be able to take advantage of, I don't know, sleeping in and stuff like that. I hear that happens. I haven't had it. It hasn't happened to me in a long, long time, but I hear it's out there. It's some mythical beast like a unicorn. As always, go out there and have yourself a great day, a great week, and we will talk to you next time. Bonus material. Just bonus thoughts on this one. Definitely, this is one of the things that, like, if you're in an office, if you are not working remote, this is like, from my years that I did, take advantage of, if you're not taking the holidays, take advantage of like it being quiet. Of a lot of times companies will have like half days, like you leave it to the, like the Wednesday before Thanksgiving or something like that. Take advantage of that kind of stuff to also to catch up on your stuff around work. It's a great time to, like, get a couple of things done without distractions. Maybe update your calendar so you can like block some time out and have these on a regular basis. I think that's one of the best things, is also take a look at it and see where you were more productive, because maybe it's something it's going to be something that's going to like nudge you a little bit to tweak your schedule, the way you approach your work. Maybe you need to start doing Pomodoros, things of that nature. So a little bit of bonus holiday productivity for you.
Yeah, I'll throw in, keep an eye on the Black Friday specials. A lot of them are not on Black Friday this year. Some have already started. So just keep an eye on the advertisements if you're looking to buy something. A good site that I think you showed me years ago. Camel is really good at keeping track of when prices drop for certain items on Amazon. Definitely check that out. If you have something you're looking for, might give you an idea of when something might be on sale or if it's never been on sale. So, hey, it might be coming up soon. The other thing, too, is, just try to relax. Like Rob said, if you're in an office, the other thing, too, is if you're in an office, and things are a little bit slower than they normally are, maybe take the time to get to know your coworkers. If you guys are working all the time, maybe take, like an early lunch, go out and spend an hour or so for lunch, rebuild the team, or reconnect with your coworkers if you're always, heads down, putting out those fires. So also, again, just take the time to reconnect and relax and, get ready for the turkey, and we'll catch up with you guys when you get back.
Have a good one, everyone. Enjoy your holiday. We will see you next, actually, on the holiday. We'll try not to go too long because we don't want to take you away from your loved ones and your naps. Talk to you next time.